Completing a burn test with the Smokestack extension next on Ben's Smokehouse.
That smokehouse, barbecue and soul, where the smokes in the meats and the sides take control. Collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread's fine. Catering Lord to make your good time shine. Baked beans bubbling, greens so right. Every bite's a southern delight. From the smoker to your plate, it's true. Ben's brings the soul of barbecue. Ben's Smokehouse, barbecue and soul, where the smokes in the meats and the sides take control.
What up, YouTube? We are back with another video. Today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025, and we are inside the pit room. We have our smokestack extended. As you can see, the smokestack is now going out the roof, and we're going to do a burn test today to see how the pit behaves. Previously, I did my burn test. I actually smoked some meat a few times on this pit, and I've noticed the temperature gauges are within 5 degrees of each other. So now I'm going to do a quick burn test to see if that remains true with the modified extended smokestack. Sometimes when you extend the smokestack on a pit, it changes the way it behaves, it changes the way it draws. So we want to make sure, or at least understand, the changes that may have happened to this pit because of the modifications that were made to it. So we're going to do a quick burn test, and we're going to get the temperatures up to maybe about 250, and then see if they are within 5 degrees of each other, each temperature gauge. And then tomorrow we're actually going to smoke some chicken and some hams on this smoker. So we want to at least get the burn test going, make sure everything's okay with this new extension, and now I'm able to control the temperature the way I was before. So glad to be able to bring you guys into this test, take a look at it, and we'll get this thing fired up pretty soon. We have our fire lit. As you can see, we got smoke coming out of the pit. So I'm going to close this down, open the smokestack, and let it start to draw this smoke out into the smoke chamber, into the smokestack and out of the roof. And we're going to get this thing up to about 250, and somewhere in that ballpark, and see what the temperature gauges are reading. Now we can see the smoke coming out of the stack through the roof now. The damper wide open. So we'll see how this pit performs with the extended stack as the temperature continues to rise. But it is good to see everything's working its function. You can see the smoke coming out of the stack on top of the roof. So good to see that's all working the way it should be. And now let's focus on getting this temperature up. We back outside on the pit. We got a good fire going here. Pretty good fire going here now. And let's take a look at the gauges and see how the pit is performing. The far gauge right below the smokestack. This is where all the draw is. I expect this to be hot. This is around 200 and maybe 205. The middle one is where I expect to be the lowest. And this one is at 175. Ouch, that's about a 25-degree difference. And then we come to the one closest to the firebox, and that one's at 200. So, seeing 200, 175, 200. It seems like the one closest to the fire stack is running hotter. This one's running hotter. And the one in the middle is just kind of so-so. It's running about 25 degrees behind. Let's see, maybe once we establish a cold bed, that may change things. So we still really early in the burn. So let's get some of these, some of this wood burned down into embers, establish a cold bed. And the cold bed is really what keeps your temperature in your pit, not necessarily the fire. The cold bed is very important to get that established. So we're gonna go up and take a look at the smokestack on top of the roof and see how that's looking, and see if a lot of white smoke is still coming out or if the smoke is pretty clean now. Usually you'll see clean smoke coming out once your fire really gets going. As you can see, it's a light grayish looking smoke, but the smoke is pretty clean now coming out of the fire, coming out of the smokestack. I'm gonna adjust, oops, sorry about the shoddy camera work. I'm going to adjust the damper and close it a little bit to try to trap a little bit more heat inside of the smoke pit itself, and see if that'll even the temperatures up some, because right now I have it wide open, and typically I don't smoke with it wide open, but I wanted to get that fire going. So now that it's wide open, now that we got a good clean fire going, let's close this just ever so slightly, and now let's see what happens with the temperatures. All right, the temperatures are starting to even out a little bit. We have the gauge closer to the smokestack at 225. The middle gauge is at 200. The gauge closer to the fire is just shy of 225. So we'll see how this experiment continues. We had chopped down some of those coals into embers, so we're establishing the cold bed now, and we'll see once we get a nice cold bed established how the temperatures react at that point. We're back out here for another check. So we are cooking as even as we have all day on this pit. So let's take a look at the gauges again. So here we're right around a little shy of 275, right? This one is just a little shy of 250, and this one's a little shy of 250. So it's like these two are in sync now. This one and that one's in sync now. This one's a little high, which I mean is expected because it's near the smokestack. But let's continue to build this cold bed and see if we can get more even, because we have gotten a little more even than we had earlier. So we'll see. We're gonna once this wood burn down some, we'll chop up some more embers, and then we'll create the coal bed. But right now, it's burning pretty good. We should have a real nice coal bed after those are done burning. So looking good, looking good. I think we'll be okay for tomorrow's cook. Okay, we got somebody drag racing out here today. But yeah, we're gonna can do one more check after this, and then we'll start to, let the fire die out, and we'll wrap up this burn test for the day. All right, this is our last check on the temperatures. Looks like it's pretty even. Let's take a look. All right, the gauge next to the smokestack is at 250. Then we go to the middle gauge, about 275. And then we go to the far gauge, that's about 240. So, 225, say 275. So 240, 225, and 250. So, I mean, we'll see how everything play out tomorrow. We are going to be smoking chicken and some double smoked glazed ham tomorrow. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And we will see how it plays out. But overall, pit is performing well. Smokestack extension, is performing well. No, I don't see any metal bubbling up in the top or anything bad happening. Looks like the structure of this metal building can support the smokestack, and it's not getting too hot or anything like that. And I think we're good to go. And we'll be back tomorrow smoking some chicken. So we'll bring you that content as well. And thanks for joining us. Pretty nice day out here today in Spindale. Beautiful day. And really enjoyed being out here in the smokehouse doing different things, cooking, prepping food. It's what I envision. We're not all the way to the finish line yet, but we're getting there. And thanks for watching this video. And continue to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Once again, this has been Smokehouse, where the smoke is in the meat and the soul is in the sides. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
Ben Smokehouse, barbecue and soul, where the smoke's in the meats and the sides take control.